Okay, so here we are. Welcome, my loves. My love for now, because I have one person here, but those of you who will watch it later. I'm so glad to be here and to be doing this with you today. So, if you were here last week, or if you weren't and you have been able to watch the replay, you know that what we've been doing, what we were doing last week was to, I've just accepted. I hope I did accept the other participant. I clicked on accept. Ah, there she is. Hi, Goja.
Hi.
I was just starting, so you're just right there. There's a link in the chat that is to this spreadsheet that we're going to work with today. So you can click on there and create a copy for yourself, and we're going to edit
I I
together.
think I can't see it because I joined now, so I can't see what was here before. I can't
Ah,
see it.
okay. So I'll share it again. There you go. And then in the chat, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm going to pin it so it's always there. Okay, great. And this I'm going to close. Okay, so I was saying welcome. Last week, if you were here or if you watched the replay, we explored more of our emotions connected to money. We worked with IFS, with internal family system, to see what were the different parts at play, the different stories that were emerging and still very much impacting the way we feel and interact with money. We brought some healing. You have the method. Today, we really bring this work to the practical, grounded world. So it's all about clarity, because without clarity, I find it super hard to build a life on something, structured. It's feelings, which is important, intuition, which is important too, or, but we can be a little bit, I don't know, not so grounded when you don't know where you're going. So for me, in my experience, and I've been, building several businesses for 8 years. Um, in the beginning, for the first 5 years before I came up with the system, I feel that the income I would make through my business, or the income goals I would have, would be just wishful thinking more than actually something that was grounded. And that's why I came up with the system, because I was needing it deeply. And that's what we're going to do today. Sorry. So I want to start by acknowledging, first and foremost, that money is hard for everyone, but it's, I think, especially hard for us sensitive women. Um, and that's not because we cannot handle it. I think we can perfectly handle it. But it's because our relationship to money, like we saw a bit last week, echoes many things: childhood patterns, chaotic environments, trauma responses, ADHD, nervous system spikes, feeling responsible for others, fear of disappointing anyone, the fear of being too much, not enough, having to work hard, all these things that we discussed previously. So we carry more emotional weight inside our financial life than that we realize, or that we acknowledge. So when people like us step into entrepreneurship, if you've ever worked as an employee before and you become an entrepreneur, we become responsible for creating our own income. And then all this old material gets activated much more. I don't know if you can relate to that. I feel like I didn't really have any, um, you know, money tensions when I was an employee or working in a school that would pay me monthly. It's really when I became an entrepreneur that I opened my eyes, like, oh, not that's not the same thing at all. And that's normal. And that's why we're doing this today. So I'm going to share a little piece of my story so you understand where this work comes from. So for years, and I was hinting at the beginning, I played my business, financial goals, my prices, by intuition. So money came in waves. I responded to life moment by moment. I didn't have savings. I had a little bit of savings before I started my first business, because I had sold my furniture basically, and I was, a digital nomad. And then I used that, for 3 months just as to start and having first income, but that was gone very fast. So I didn't really have savings. And I always chose freedom over structure. I don't know about you, but for me, for a long time, until like maybe 5 years ago, the word structure alone would trigger me. I would already be like, no, I want to be spontaneous. I want to be, and I have a relationship with money that's historically was like that a lot. Like, I want to play by ear. I want to not worry about it. And not that you should worry about it, but I then would not even budget or see where I was going. And I would just avoid the money conversation, not only with others, with myself. Let's just see what comes in my business, and I'll just put a price that feels good. And then eventually it will get sorted out, magically sort itself out. It didn't work that way. Maybe it worked that way for others, but it didn't work that way for myself. So I wanted and I needed my business to support my life in a way that was realistic. So I needed to learn how to hold money in a way that supported me, and that's how I started building this pricing system that was more sustainable for me. And maybe you saw a bit of the emails I sent, or maybe not. But the fact that I then confronted the system, my father came to visit once when I was actually developing this, and his partner is a financial advisor in a bank, the biggest bank in Brussels, and that's his job. Like, he helps businesses do their budget system, financial system. And I never want to talk with him because he's triggering me because it's too corporate. Um, and then he looked at my work and he was like, well, that's exactly what we do. Like, that's just basic. And I'm like, it's basic for you, but for people like us, it's not. We need to learn that. Like, it's not something that we're taught in school. It's not something that we're taught at home. And you don't know, oh, that's how you can, price your offers fairly for yourself. Plus, I think the approach is also very much important. Like, if he was to teach this, I would be completely triggered by his messaging. So I figured I might as well share it in a gentle, loving way that is okay for our nervous system. Now, I'd like to know if you're able to share with us if you were employee before you became an entrepreneur, or maybe you're juggling too, which is very good as well. Did things change for you with your relationship with money, or well, did you start seeing patterns or reactions differently than when you were only an employee? And you can unmute yourself and share.
Well, yes, for me, definitely. And even if I was an employee with low salary, it was still less like, okay, well, I have this amount of money. It may not be that much, but it's always the same amount of money every month. So I was budgeting for the amount of money I had. But also, it's also the fact that I knew exactly on which day of the month it was coming. While with business, it's like, for me, I know in an ideal world, we have a business account and we pay ourselves our income, but I'm not at this stage yet. If money comes into my business, that I just juggle it. It just goes into general pot of everything. Yeah, and it's just the fact it comes in different times and whenever, and it's completely unpredictable to me. That's one thing. And also the fact that if you are an employee, you don't have business expenses. You have obviously your bills and your childcare and dog care and everything.
Yeah. But that's your personal budget.
But you don't have when I now have to budget, and considering one of my businesses is physical product business,
Mm.
I need to actually put money in stock, and that just changes a lot. Like a lot of money needs to go into the business, so that's quite hard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I get that. I know that Yael is having breakfast. If you want to say something, Yael, and you're not munching on something, you are free to unmute yourself and tell us what your experience is. Let's see if she responds. Maybe not. So yeah, a bit like you were saying, Goja, when you're an employee, someone else creates the container for you. So they decide the salary. It's not maybe not ideal, but they decide also the rhythm, the safety, the future. Depending where you are in the world, you know, in Belgium we have good. Where I've come from, Belgium. When I was an employee, I was in Belgium. We have good social security. So this is also something that never crossed my mind before, like, oh, I have to now not only pay taxes, but I also have to contribute to social security. Otherwise, I'm not part of the system at all. And I mean, by law, you have to do it. So it's all these things that need to happen. Um, that is can be very stressful because the structure that is given to you by uh, a real job. I don't want to call it like that, but like a job with a contract as an employee. Um, it gives you like scaffolding, and
Mhm.
now you become the one who creates. You create your own stability, your own salary, your own sense of security, your own structure, and so suddenly we are holding two roles. We are the human working in the business, and we are the business at the same time. So hopefully, what we're going to do today is going to make it much lighter. Um, I want to say before we dive into it that doing this work myself felt at first completely terrifying. The first time I calculated what I actually needed to earn to be sustainable, not wealthy, just sustainable, made me feel honestly physically sick. Like I had nausea just looking at the number. I ran it again. I did I used my own system again before the workshop, and I'll do it with you. My real number is uh, to have a sustainable income for my life, having children, all my life, is 60K per year. And my first year of this new business, so last year, um, in all transparency, I made 18K. So that's a huge gap. And that's okay. So this is really what I want to bring here is that the point is not to be like, oh my God, the gap is huge. And maybe you won't see a gap at all, or it will be small, or you're making more. That's amazing. But if you have the same experience as me of seeing like, oh, ideally I should make 3 times what I'm making right now or what I made last year. Um, the point is not, oh, I should get there as fast as possible, or I'm behind and I'm failing. This is not what it's about. It's really about having clarity. So when you see this number, when I saw this number, my nervous system reacted to clarity because it's confronting. And when you have lived in survival mode or chaos or hope or avoidance, it's it's not so easy, right? But knowing this number, it does not mean again that we have to reach it tomorrow. It means that we now have a direction instead of guessing. And with that direction, we build the prices that make it possible, maybe not next year, but at least you know you're going in the right direction. You know that the prices can support what you need to make your business sustainable for you. So now that I've clarified this, I hope I've created a little safety around this work. I want to walk you through a very few things that we all need to clarify um, before we start. It's not really mistakes, it's not things we do wrong, but it's like foundational concepts that maybe you don't know or haven't been taught, or maybe you know, and it's a good reminder. And Goja, you were referring to it earlier. Number one, your personal and business finances must be clearly separated. Um, it doesn't mean necessarily that you need to have a LLC structure, you know? And by the way, what I'm going to walk you through today, it works whether you have an LLC, a limited liability company, or you are freelance solopreneur, and basically the income of your business minus expenses, minus taxes is your personal income. But you still need to have that separate and have two different accounts that you'll be able to say, this is where I receive the money from my business. This is where my expenses go from. They go from that account or that pot, whatever, even if it's the same account, but that part is this way. I don't touch taxes. I don't touch this. And I take the rest basically as my personal income. It helps financially, but it also helps psychologically. Because when you have a problem in your business cash flow, which will happen, things happen in life, you don't live it as personally. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have an impact on you. It will, but you can always say like, "Oh, I've had an issue in my business," not like I have an issue personally and my life is over. It just helps to have a little bit of distance there as well. So in my case, I have a private account with a bank here in Portugal, and I use Wise, TransferWise, that's now called Wise, and I have on Wise a personal account and a business account. And my business account is the one that's connected to Stripe, and that's where I get paid. And then from there, that's where I save taxes on that account. I put taxes away every time. That's where I pay my expenses, my business expenses from. And this is where I transfer the money then to my personal account. And I'm not an LLC. I'm a freelance, like the simplified regime of taxes. I mean, it's complicated over the world, but let's assume that you know what I'm talking about. So basically, I get taxed on what I earn, and the government considers that my business income is my income. But I know that I shouldn't think this way. Okay. Uh, so from there, we understand that revenue from your business is not your salary, and this is where a lot of new business owners, get a bit confused. So your business needs to handle clearly taxes, expenses, tools, potential reinvestment, potential savings. So this depends on what your system is, and we're going to have a look at it together. If you hire people on a regular basis, like you have a VA or you have a business manager, whatever, people that you hire, then having savings is in your business, not personal savings, is smart, because if you have less income, you'd still be able to pay for help. Reinvestment is, if you know that you want to purchase software that's more expensive, or material, anything, you're like, okay, I want to do a little bit of savings there. It doesn't have to be huge. It's not like, oh, we're not juggling with millions here. Like, I know this is not the case. So, right. The salary is what's left. The third thing I want to share with you is that often, from what I've heard, from what I've experienced, when entrepreneurs think about how to make my financial business life easier, the answer is having more clients or having more income. And it's not necessarily the truth, because yes, of course, more clients, more money. So that was the problem. It's not a problem to have more clients, but if your system is not clear, then you don't really know if that's going to bring you more or less, because having not less, but where is the money going? Having more clients or making more sales, but not having the system in place of knowing how much you need for your personal life, how much you need for your expenses. If your price is not fair for you, then you're kind of also I do this word. I'm not finding the word. You are underpaying yourself. And so you are not going to be sustainable. So we might as well start with a sustainable basis, have a sustainable price. And from there, more clients mean better. Okay. So before we go into the spreadsheet, that's the last thing we do, I promise. because it is triggering, or it can be triggering. Maybe it won't be trigger you at all, and I wish for that to happen. That's why we're building this safer container here. I want to take a moment to come back into our bodies. If you feel safe to do so, maybe close your eyes, but before that, like ground your feet on the floor, open your chest. Let's take a good breath. And if you want, close your eyes. And we're just going to intentionally relax all the muscles in our bodies. We start with the muscles in the feet, in the legs, the thighs, the pelvic floor, the lower belly, stomach, chest, shoulders, neck, and jaws. And let's take one more deep, slow breath together. Know that you always have access to your breath. You can always come back to this physical relaxation every time you feel tension. You're safe. Everything's safe. There's no risk here. We're just exploring and looking for more clarity. And whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and let's get into work. Okay. So this is the practical part now. So if you haven't done so, I invite you to open the spreadsheet, make a copy for yourself, make sure you can edit. Let me know when it's working, when you're ready. Okay, thank you, Yael.
Okay, mine already as well.
Okay, perfect. And you can type in it, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. I don't know why mine is in oh, because it's not the right. Oh, okay. Wait. Why is I need to change the window, the tab I'm sharing because it's not the right Google account. And so I couldn't I couldn't share the previous one. Okay, so right now when I'm sharing my screen, you can see one spreadsheet, right? Not two. Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so that's the one I'll be working in. Okay, so this is your document. You can even put your name on top, like Soulful pricing spreadsheet. Yeah, L. Nobody will see your numbers but you. So as you type, I won't see anything. Just so you know, completely safe. And it's okay if you don't have the perfect numbers. Having an estimate is enough. You don't have to know every number by heart. But so let's start. So we have, if you see below, I'm going to go here. There's a personal budget, business budget, prices, and then the business cash tracker, which is a little bonus. So we're going to start with personal budget, but they are interconnected. So some of the things we fill in one sheet will automatically be adapted in the next one, etc., etc. So we're going to start first with this personal budget for we're going to start with income, as you can see. So income, for the business income, right now we're not going to do a full, like, let's see exactly what was. You need a rough estimate. So maybe it's how much you made this month as a starting point, or maybe it's an average month, no, depending if this month was higher or lower than expected. Usually in my business, or last year in my business, as average, I made more or less this number. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just say a number. Let's say. Okay. And then if you have other income outside of business, so not other things that actually go in business, but if you have another income, like you have a side job, or maybe it's child support or whatever it is, it will go here. So maybe 1, 2, 3, whatever. I'm just filling it so you know where we're at. It's fictive numbers. Okay. Now, household expenses. You can see the first line is partner's income. This is because I've put a little formula that helps you calculate fairly, according to notaries and lawyers, what would be the participation of each, like the contribution of each member of the household, to be fair. So, but if you have another system, you can change that system. Depends what's your arrangement in your relationship, if you are in a relationship. So for us, we do a pro rata thing. This is what the formula comes in. It means that it takes the total of your monthly expenses, and there's a formula that says, so this is how much you earn, this is how much he earns or she earns, and this is how much you need. So to make it fair, this is how much each of you should participate, because if we don't have similar income, it's not fair if we do 50-50, for instance. But if you prefer doing 50-50, then please tell me and I'll tell you how to change that formula. So again, I'm going to go again with a fictive number. And this is going to fill up in a moment, but not right now. So that's the only thing you need to fill for now. It's the partner's income. And we're going to jump into home. That's the basic things, right? I put these because they are generally what all of us have to face, to pay. If you find something else, or you want to change an entry, I put Netflix. Maybe it's not Netflix. Maybe it's maybe you don't have a streaming system, or take it off in that case. And we're just going to fill in with your own data. So rent, mortgage, plus fees, plus insurance, we put all of it there. We don't have to break it down.
Can I ask you, Jessica,
Sure.
would that work? Because I basically have the system with my partner. He counts all the bills. I trust him that he is not cheating with that. And I basically pay the half. He tells me, okay, and I don't really remember how much is for electricity, how much is for water, how much is for internet. I know the whole number, how much is for our insurance, house insurance, the whole number, and then I pay the half. So I just have to just stick it in one of them, and the
you
rest.
can stick it at one. If it's like, if you look at everything here, like water, internet, I know you don't have children, vet costs.
Yeah.
I
know that, like Netflix, vet costs, and
yeah, what I mean is that if you have the full number and it includes everything that's there, and you know that you don't have to count it, you can just put it as the first line.
Okay.
And it will work. The spreadsheet will do its thing. It's okay not to divide it. Okay.
And is it the whole number which will be then divided between us, or is that just my part? What am I putting here?
So you should put the whole number.
The whole number. Okay.
But then what will appear? You see, if our in this case, if the whole number is 980, and I make this is my income, and my partner's income is more than mine, then my part is only this. Ta-da!
Can I do
so if you want to do 50-50,
yeah,
you would go in my part, you double click here, and instead of all of that, you can do, wait, I'm going to write it here and you can If you have access to the original one, you can copy paste. You can do this divided by 2.
B8 by 2. Okay.
B8 divided by 2, and you'll have your part. So you can just replace in your.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm going to write it like this if someone else wants to access it.
Makes sense.
Formula. Sorry. So go ahead, continue with food. Formula. Okay, like this. It's edited. And I will erase the numbers after for someone else to make the copy. Rent, mortgage, okay. So I'm just going to go ahead with the numbers that are more or less the I know the price of everything. So in our case, I put 100 here because every month we don't have to buy kids' clothes or shoes or do repairs or home maintenance. But some months it happens, it's even more than 100. So that's something I figured out. Like if I put 100, and I know that she's not here, but Lindsay is invited and she will see the replay. And she's a budget expert. That's her business. So I'd love to, Lindsay, when you watch the replay, for you to tell me what you think of my budget system. And if you use something else, if you use YNAB, because she teaches YNAB, it's an app for budgeting. She teaches that. So if you already use that, then you have your numbers very easily as well. Okay, so groceries for everyone, the total realistic. Farmers market if it's different, eating out, pet food. Then transportation, of course, the budget will be different whether you have a car or not. So we have public transport, fuel, gas, whatever you call it, petrol, and car maintenance, insurance, a loan if you're still paying your car. We could put it in debt, but it depends. Here it depends. If you own a car, if you're still paying it, if it's a household thing, like if you are in a couple and both of you are paying the car, then you put it here monthly. If it's not both of you who are paying the car and it's only yours, then you can put it in debt, the monthly payment that you have, because then this is personal expenses. Okay. So in the personal expenses part, am I going too fast, or tell me when you're ready for the personal expenses part?
A second.
Sure.
Yeah, me too, ready. Mhm.
Okay, cool. I love how I'm filling the numbers and saying, I'm just putting numbers on the top of my head, and they're actually my very, very real numbers. Like, this is exactly what we discussed. Anyways, personal expenses. So I put here 3 categories: leisure, self-love, personal health, and personal debts. So we're going to go first here. Hobbies. It can be how much you are spending or how much you would like to spend. I let you free to if you cannot afford hobbies or gifts and books and classes and haircuts and personal care, and you think I do deserve that, because you do, that's why I called it self-love, then what would be the budget for that? And when I say classes and books, I'm not talking about business classes or books. It's really for you, leisure. Hair cults does not exist. I don't know what a hair cult is.
That sounds good.
Mm. And then personal health, where with the occasional massage. I just had one this morning. I'm investing in somatic work. It's a game changer. Therapist, if you have one, if you want one, or any kind of therapeutic work with someone. And then the small treats, coffee, pastries, the occasional soda you buy for yourself or whatever, you know. Here for me to think, I'm like, okay, so every week when I go to yoga, I stop by the coffee shop with my daughter and we buy this and that. And it's on average 15 euros. So per four.
Okay, it's already triggering because I haven't even put big numbers, and its savings capacity came up to minus 194, whatever it means.
Yeah, that means you're not making enough.
No, I know, I'm not.
So in that case, at this point, I would try and lower maybe some of the, like, what do you, if it's possible.
Mhm.
But you see, I'm by the way, give yourself a hug.
Therapy is going. I think I should be, because I went for, you're like, what you think you deserve? I thought I want to go back to therapy. I'm not going now because I can't afford it. So it's going back to I can't afford it, zero.
It depends what you want to do here. So
Mhm.
either you keep therapy because you want to be able to afford it, and if you go back, hi Miha, you can find Miha. You can find in the chat a
Mhm.
link to Google Docs, and you will access this, and you can make a copy for you. And because I wrote in it, of course, erase my numbers and replace by yours. It was empty and it will be empty again, but because I was showing how to do it. So we're filling this with first how much you make in your business, how much you make from other incomes, what's your partner income, and nobody can see it, only you, right? So it's private. This, we have a formula to calculate a pro rata fair contribution for each of you. If you don't do the fair thing pro rata, you do 50-50, then you can replace this by equal B8 divided by 2. So it depends what you've decided inside your couple of how you manage finances. Either each of you pays 50 of everything, or you have, oh, if I earn less, I pay less. If you earn more, you pay more. We have to, because we're both freelancers, we have to do it every month. We have to calculate the actual, because this is like the, you know, um, theoretical income, but then we have to actually check how much did you make this month? How much are you making this month? How much are you making this month? And then we come up with the fair thing. Okay, then home, food, transportation, personal expenses. So what I was saying, Goja, is that, let's say, okay, at the moment I'm not paying a therapist, but maybe I would like in the future. I would like maybe a coach or another kind of space holding, for instance. I put it, I put it there, and then whatever you put here is going to be added to your personal expenses here. So if you go back to this part of the spreadsheet, you'll have, okay, this is my part for the household expenses. They don't include the personal expenses. This is the personal expenses. So you would know that to be able to pay your part for your life, this is what you need. This is the part for your personal expenses of what you want. And then you will have your minimum income of what you should be making to be able to afford it. And this is actually the number that then goes here in the business. So maybe like if you cannot be triggered by the minus.
I
It
know.
would
I just got rid of the therapy, and I am triggered by the minus. I'd rather go for things that I'm actually can afford now, not that I would, because it just, I think I already, before you even were saying about before you mentioned first time that it can be triggering, I already opened it, and I already by just looking at all these little things, I just got triggered because I knew I don't earn enough to cover. I'm basically like covering every month from my savings. I'm covering things, so it's just like really stressful.
right, right.
No, I
So
trust not, not adding anything.
remind me if I forget. You're not adding it for now. Completely fine. Listen to yourself. Remind me that when we arrive at the end of the business thing, because here in the pricing thing, we're gonna have a yearly gross income goal that will be automatically calculated, and this will then help us do the pricing,
Mm.
right? If this number equals lower than what you would want, then it's not fair pricing, you know?
Okay, right.
So for now, we leave it like this. But before we move there,
Mm-hmm.
we go back to personal budget and we actually add the number that we want so that the pricing can allow it in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then erase it again, like if you don't want to look at it, it's fine. Again, it's a direction. It's not something you have to open every day and be like, oh my God, this is how much I should make. And I'm not making that. And you know the direction. It's enough. You're not behind, you're not failing, you're building. So it's completely normal. There's going to be a gap for me too. You'll see. Deep breaths. Okay. So massage, therapist, small treats. If it's not therapist, it's something else for your personal health. You need, whatever you need. Change the name and put the budget there. Then if you have personal debts, they go here. If you don't put anything, it equals 0 automatically. And if you don't, congratulations, you are in the 30% or 20% of the world. I don't know, it's a made up percentage, but you are in a very small percentage in our world. I am proud to say that I became debt free a year and a half ago.
Mm.
And that's really cool. But I suffered for years to pay it back. And now I'm like, no, like, do you want a credit card? No, thank you. No. I don't want a credit card. Keep it. Which is not, my husband just, because he's the one who purchased our apartment. The mortgage at the bank, they asked him, like, in order to have a lower interest rate for the house, you need to have a credit card with us.
Yes.
And you need to spend 100 euros a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel, what? You're asking me to create debt?
Yeah, in the UK, it's maybe not that you have with the same bank, but actually, if you don't have any credit cards, it lowers your credit score. Like you are less reliable if you don't ever, like if you never have any debt, you are less reliable than, obviously, you're more reliable than a person who never pays their debt back. But if you like, that's why before we got a mortgage, I took credit cards and I was paying them back to show that I'm reliable. I bought a painting on loan, although I could afford it in one go,
Just
but
to
I
use, yeah, it's the
just
same
to
thing.
use the credit to
The
show that
same thing. Yeah. Yeah. So
insane.
same thing. My husband went grocery shopping a few days ago. It was like, I pay with my credit card. I was like, but why? He's like, but because I have to. Like, okay, well, fair enough. Groceries is a good reason to,
Mm.
especially if you repay it right away. So no problem. But so if you have something that you're paying off several times, even if if you purchased a bigger program or that's for expenses, but I don't know, if you have a personal coaching, for instance, or whatever that you're paying in several times, that would go there. And so you're left with this savings capacity, which is, if it is in positive,
Yes,
we're going to, now it is.
I have 86 pounds of savings.
Wonderful. So now you have different categories for what you want to do with the savings. And the number one priority is always to create emergency funds. Now, for people who are employees, we said before COVID, 3 months of emergency funds. I think even the bank now is kind of saying, even when you're an employee, maybe go for 6 because who knows what happens. Personally, I myself went with 9. That's my goal, just because I want to make sure if I have 0 income for 9 months, I have the time to do something about it longer term. So I put 6 as an average. Okay, so it means that this number that you see appearing in your chart is 6 months of emergency funds. What is it exactly? It's 6 times B12, not the vitamin. B12 is your minimum income. So you would still be able to not only afford the common expenses if you're living in a relationship, but also your personal expenses. Okay. So it means what? Not that you have to put this amount there, but you can, okay, here in the calculation here is 172 of emergency funds, of saving capacity. Do I want to put 100% of this here? Maybe. Maybe I just want to put 50 a month here, or that doesn't seem very, very wise. I put 80 here, and then I'm going to put also 50 in a retirement account or private pension, or it can just be a bank account that is for retirement thing, whatever. I mean, we need
So
to think about it. Yeah.
can I ask you, like, so what should we, so the emergency funds, the line which has in pink emergency funds, what do we put there? Because the 6 month of emergency funds is already calculated for me. How
Yeah.
much?
So the 6 months is calculated is how much you should
Mhm.
save total.
Yeah.
And what you put in the line next to the pink is how much you want to put monthly.
Okay.
Okay. Retirement account. So personal taxes here, maybe you don't have to put anything. Here it calculated the 60 here, it calculated 30% of this other income that I put there. Right? So if you pay 30% of taxes on, it depends on your system. We can change the formula. So here I thought, okay, it's not taxes on your business. Is that this will be calculated in the business budget part. Okay. If it's you have income that is not business, that is straight personal income, like a job that pays you a salary, or child support that comes, we don't pay taxes on child support, do we? So if it's something that you don't pay taxes on, just erase it. Don't need that. Okay. If you only pay taxes on your business income, then you're good. Just erase that. If you also pay taxes that are personal, then the percentage is here, and it's only calculated on the income 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is just it's not really the case for me. I just put it there, so you would have an example of what happens. Okay, and then if there's something left between emergency funds and retirement account, maybe it's something that goes straight into traveling and home improvement. So 80 plus 50 is 130. I have 42 euros left in my thing to put to traveling, for instance.
So sorry, once again, how did you get this 42 pounds? So euros?
Oh, I just went 80 plus 60 is I can't 140, and my total capacity is 172. So 172 minus 140 is 42. That's just a quick calculation I made. But you could go like this. You could say equals this minus
Okay, yeah, I get that.
this minus
Yeah,
this
yeah.
minus this, but I don't pay. See here, I can't pay that, but because I don't have this, there you go. Now I can. Should be. Why is it minus? What happened to my formula? Sum? No, it's not a sum. What are you talking about? Wait. Okay. The personal project equals. Why is it? Okay, because I changed that. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. Wait. Of course. If you ever have a problem with it and you're like, oh, okay, let me put 100s. Everything is in business. Let's do that. Okay. So we're back at the same number. And you can copy the formula. I'll give it in a moment. Equals this minus this minus this and minus potentially this, but it's 0. So I can put 42. There you go. The formula is
To look comes
equal B51 minus B52 minus B54 minus B57. And that will be the rest that you can allocate to personal projects. Something that Lindsay, the business coach who is not here right now, says all the time in her emails and teaching is like, always give a job to your money. Like, even if you have 40 years left, if you say, oh, I have 40 years left, we'll see, it will get spent on things you don't intend to spend. But if you say, okay, I have 40 years left, I put it in personal projects, then you can afford personal projects.
Oh God, I can't do the formulas. It's missing some brackets or something. I'm really bad with spreadsheets, so
Okay. Sorry. It's my fault. It's my fault.
No, it's wrong.
It's my fault. You need to, so formula equals, you have to put the brackets in between like this. And no, okay, no space. I put a space to make it clear, but if you copy just after the equal, you would have it. Yeah, I just saw your message saying same thing. I'm not making enough. So it's the same as I was saying for Goja. If you see it triggering to see I don't have savings capacity for now, then reduce some of the personal expenses. And that's, a good eye opener that right now this is not possible. If it's not too triggering, leave the personal expenses you want to have, because this will help us in the end to have sustainable pricing. And I'm really happy you came, because it means that we can do something about it. Is it working now, Goja, the formula? Wait, you muted yourself.
No, because I don't know how to make what exactly
So,
I start with
equal.
With equal, and then B51 minus
B52,
B52 minus
B54,
B54 minus
B57.
B57, and then it has to have brackets after the.
If you put brackets, I mean, the brackets are not really necessary. So if you started with brackets, finish with brackets. If you didn't start with brackets, just press enter.
No, I completely just did something. Okay, now it's fine. It's
Okay.
come up to 36 for personal projects.
There you go.
So I can divide the £36 between traveling and home improvements now.
If you want, or if you're saying like, oh, I don't want to do home improvement, I want to, the priority is traveling. And I put two ideas, I was actually, it was funny when I was doing it, I was like, oh, traveling, home improvements, what else would I do as personal projects, can be anything that you would want to save for yourself.
I can go once to the seaside once a month, which is not even that far for 30.
No, but you save for it. You save for it, and then you save a year. Even if you save 42 euros, that costs, or 35 pounds, which is 42 euros anyways. If you yes, yeah, left, no problem. You can see the replay. If you that's still 500 euros a year. So
I just don't earn enough. That's just about that.
Yet we're changing this right now. Yet, of course, you knew that. Like, you're not coming saying like, "Oh, yes, I know, I'm making 6 figures." No, you're not. But this is the way to get to what you want, right? So again, normal, completely normal. Okay, so Miha, do you want some direction, or are you good?
I was trying to download it, and it doesn't open.
It doesn't open?
In Excel, yes, on my computer.
It's not in Excel. It's in Google, the Google Sheet.
It's in Google, but yeah, I tried to download it as an Excel.
But why?
I don't know. Too complicate myself.
Okay. So what are you going to do now?
Just go to sleep, probably.
No.
I'm not going.
I-
I'm not leaving. No, no, no. Why can't I see you? I mean,
I can see you.
it just comes and goes, and it's me out and bring. I mean,
It's a weird day, honestly.
no,
Honestly.
it's like, yeah.
This morning I had to go to my massage, which I'm really happy I booked this morning because I woke up with a headache wanting to turn into a migraine, and I think that if I hadn't taken the massage, I would be in full migraine right now.
No.
It's at the back, but it's really manageable thanks to the massage. But I ordered an Uber, like it's 10 minutes from here, so I ordered it like 10 minutes before. The Uber says I'm here in 2 minutes, then it's always postponed. So here I am at 10 a.m. That's the time of my appointment. Uber is still not here. Sends me a message at 10:05 saying I have a flat tire.
Oh God.
So I have to order another one. I arrived at 20 past. And this morning, all the tech was down. There was no ConvertKit, no hosting or whatever. And it's because of a DNS local thing that fortunately got fixed. But I was like, oh, again, they won't get the link.
Now I got the link a couple of days ago.
Yes, yes.
Oh
yes.
yeah, the link is here.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so Mia, I invite you to still open it in Google Sheets because it is the easiest.
It's opened.
And then if you have an issue, you can always send me, if you want, if you're safe to share your numbers with me, you can always send me and I can fix something that's not working or something, okay. So if you can roughly put there some numbers of yours so you have an estimate, right? And we're going to move on. If you go a bit higher, Goja, since you've done it, how much then is your, I mean, you can see there, what is your minimum income?
Yeah, minimum income is £884. And sustainable income is only £970. That's
Because you haven't put the things you wanted to afford.
Yeah, no, because I don't want to have the minus capacity.
Well, you can't save. How about you can afford things, but you can't save?
Yeah, I'm not saving much anyway. Well, did I put anything in savings? I got so worked up with this formula that I don't remember. I don't have debts, right? Which is true, which is great. Savings. Oh, no, I put savings. Emergency fund. I don't save for my private pension. I was when I was working and my job was putting it on. And I just don't believe it's gonna, it's 20-something years. This country is probably not gonna even last in its current form. The way it's going, Scotland and Northern Ireland are gonna leave anyway. So,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Me neither. I'm not doing it. I just put that there as a number. I'm not doing it. My goal is to.
But I invest a bit. So.
Right. Cool. So you have that. My goal is to buy a property and rent it in 10 years.
Mm.
That will be my retirement.
That is much more sense, I think.
I mean, people will always have to live somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. Always like it's like my mom she has a flat she inherited after her mom, but it's much smaller, it's rented. And she always say, well, I can always move there and rent out the bigger one which I live in if I need, or sell it if I need.
Yeah.
It just makes much more sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the pensions.
I was just thinking a personal project could be if you are renting and not owning, for anyone watching this later, whatever, it could be, I want to be able to do a down payment on a mortgage. So that could be another personal project. Thinking that should be my personal project. That's why I'm saying it's great. My husband purchased, I'm very happy, but I want a pension too, Okay.
Very confused about this subject.
You're confused about the subject?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I mean, as Gosha said, I totally agree. Yet here I am fighting for pension. Like, begging Marius to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
And yeah, all the years I worked in Romania and everything, it's like it's nothing because I didn't sum up there 15 years, so everything is gonna go, or I don't know if
Really?
it's gonna.
You're gonna get something.
I'm gonna get, yeah, probably 100 euros, but it depends where I'm gonna live. So I'm like unsure about. I mean, I have no idea where I'm going to be at that time, or if there is. Then the next question is, will there be a pension system?
No, that's why I think it's
Will
very
we need to
important.
work until we die? Because my shock was here when I arrived here and I saw people in their 70s and in their 80s. I mean, I remember the first time I arrived, second day, Marius takes me out to the restaurant. Lovely thing with like fish and a lot of wines, and they were doing the wine tasting. And all the people at in the wine tasting area were probably beyond 70. And I was shocked because,
they were working there. You mean
working there. There is this system here where in Germany, for people watching, where you can work a certain amount of hours up to 520 euros. I might be mistaken, but it's roughly there. And you need not pay tax. So like the cleaning is doing that. But nothing is covered. I mean, something is covered, but I'm not sure exactly what with the health and everything. So they're like, their income, or they're people like part-time working, or because the pension is so low, and it was this system for women because women, okay, I have to stay at home and raise kids, and I'm going to do the part-time or only this mini job. It's called mini job, only this mini job thing, and then he dies because as is. Usually they die earlier, and it's the highest poverty rate in women, or almost the highest poverty rate in Europe, in Germany, like it was the hot shot of Europe, and I'm very confused about that. And every time, we hear someone drop and die lately.
No, I agree. I'm
panicking.
I don't believe in retirement insurance either. It's real estate.
It's like, what's going to happen? On the other hand, that's also because that's why I say I'm confused, and I don't want to break any bubbles, but I sort of broke my bubble with, I bought an apartment in Bucharest. I mean, the family had it, so I didn't pay my mother's share, so it was cheaper. So I paid out everyone, big mass, family mass and everything, and I'm still paying debt, on that. But the income, I mean, I'm not fighting because my dad is still taking care of it, and because they gave me some money, I'm paying it back. But the rent is so small that I was doing the maths. If I had to, by the time, if I had to have an income from that, it's very little. And if I had to take money from the bank and pay, the interest, and then it would have been, probably we're doing something wrong. And that doesn't want to change the person, because he's like, she's paying and I don't want to bring someone, and then someone who's not paying, and he's right on one hand, but maybe he could get more. And then I'm like, is this a good investment in, okay, you buy an apartment, is this a good investment?
I think it depends how you do it, honestly, and where you do it, because location. But I'm thinking, for me, that's why I say I don't want to buy now or next year or the year after that. I want to buy in 10 years because I want to buy cash. I don't want to have a mortgage or a teeny tiny mortgage, because what I want is for the rent income to, you pay taxes on it and that's it. And I don't have to, what if they don't pay? It's really scary, I think, to I rely on the rent to pay back the mortgage. Oh, it pays itself out. But what if they don't pay? You need to have insurance. And so it's more complicated. That's why I prefer to wait and to buy at least a big part of it down payment, if not all of it. And to buy something smaller, honestly. It doesn't have to be half a million
this
house.
is a tiny box.
Yeah.
that I got. But it's still like it's still confusing, you know. Like I don't feel like I own it because it's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
yet,
complicated
and
thing.
it's still going there, the money and everything. But
All right, let's get to the other business budget because we never get there.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're going there. Okay.
I guess.
Let's get
if you
moving.
hear
So
anything about income for pension, share down the road, please share.
okay. So there we are. So for me, I have my minimum with the numbers I put here. Minimum income is 1,527, and the sustainable income is 107. I think I've done a good calculation. Ta-da! So cool. But okay, sustainable income. Okay, let's go to the business budget. Let's go here. Hopefully, I put little flowers, and that's less triggering. So we're going to start by entering the names of your business offers or the income from the different sources of income within your business. So I put either offer or client because I know depending on how your brain works, you want to say, oh, this client pays me that much, that client pays me that. Depending on what you do, right? Or you can say from that offer, I usually make roughly monthly that amount. If you have a yearly amount in case, if you need to do a little calculation, go ahead. If you have a yearly amount in your head, you want to divide it by 12. So again, you would put equals the amount. I make 5,000 from this, divided by 12, because we want the monthly thing. Okay? Let me check. I've told you everything from this. And you can take absolutely this month as an example if it's a typical month.
My best month is usually November.
Right. So this is also income from your business and not income from somewhere else, right? We separate.
Of course. Then my best month is every month.
But we're gonna make it work. Okay.
Yes, the 26th, that's the goal.
Yes. Or even if it's not done in 26, the way is paved for it to go, right? So again, if you're just starting, you know, Miha, it's okay. There's nothing there for now. Let's see.
Can I ask you where the expenses, because if whatever I put, expenses change.
Yes, because you're paying taxes, honey.
Okay, but why
So
the tax expenses are higher, way higher than income? Taxes are not higher than income.
look, go lower. So look, expenses, business management, training, salary. Your personal salary minimum is in there, and so is your personal salary sustainable. So this is part of your business expenses.
Right. Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. So you have that and taxes.
That's going to be even more stressful than I thought.
Deep breath. It's a game. We're playing with numbers. We're doing calculate. You know, are you eating this month? I hope you are.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you're doing
Well,
fine.
yeah, almost on my savings.
Me too. It's a hard month.
No,
Why is
it's a
December
hard
so
year.
hard? Seriously. And yesterday we paid the plumber because Miles had, you know, blocked the toilet, clogged the toilets. Yes. Oh, I need this. Oh, we need that. Oh, a gift for that person. Oh, okay. So go in with the income. I'm going to continue. It's funny. I'm doing mine again a million times. I'm like, oh, this is my number. Okay. So here I didn't put anything because it's just top of my head, but go ahead and say, oh, it's this person or it's this offer, you know? So you have clarity after because we're going to work on the offers.
Should I quote here in terms of how much I would how much I'm making in each of the products, offers, whatever? Should I put how much I want to make? Because at the moment I'm on minus, like I'm totally.
That's fine. For now, no. For now, no. For now, you want to have this number accurate because it will show you after in the prices what you need to change.
Okay.
Okay. So once you have done that and you have this total here in income, you want to go in sustainable income. And for now, we're going to just copy the same number, just enter it. We don't change anything. We just put the same.
But where? Sorry.
So at the top, we have
Reminder,
yes, sustainable income. You just copy the same number.
The same low number.
Okay. The same low number.
The expenses went higher when I did it.
Yes, because before that, if you take it off, it only includes the salary, but the taxes are calculated based on the sustainable income and not because we're working for you to have a sustainable income, not to have a minimal income. So I made the formula so it only gets activated when we write something in there. So when you have this number of expenses, it's just your salary.
Yeah.
And if you add your income, then it calculates the taxes you would pay to have that income.
Actually, I wouldn't, because in Britain there is a very high tax-free threshold. So I still, but I'm gonna keep it because I'm saving the taxes anyway, and then I'm happy when it turns out I don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
But if it was I would. That doesn't trigger that.
Exactly.
That money doesn't trigger taxes yet. But let's keep them just in case.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good thing here. Like if you know I'm not gonna pay any taxes because great system, or 10% or it's 20%. Like for sure it's not 30, it's less, or for sure it's more. Then you want to go in here. And instead of, we have B4 divided by 100 times 30, you want to change 30 with the accurate number. If you are not sure, I am not sure. Like I'm thinking 30 because that's more or less what's going on. The first year was different than the second year, but I have to put together Social Security plus taxes on my income. I expect it to be 30%. I think that if I save 30%, I'm going to be fine. Maybe because I have children and I have, other things, they might reduce it. It might be lower. Like you said, if it's more, if we save more, that's great. It's a bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a big number.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Your curiosity. Both UK and Portugal. Do you need can you do your taxes on your own, or it's so complicated that you need an accountant?
I do on my own. In Britain, it's not unless if you are a sole trader, which I am, which is not like a limited company or anything. A sole trader, I do it. I've always done it. It was the second year I got self-employed. Was second year when I came to the UK, this foreign country, and I always did it on my own because it's just very user friendly. In Poland, it's a bit more complicated.
Yeah. When I was in France, I was doing it on my own. Here, I have an accountant, and I will see. It will be the first year that I pay taxes next year. So, because it's on this year. So I'll see how it goes, but also I don't speak the language. So I'd rather have someone, I speak the language, but not enough to make sure that I'm not making mistakes here or anything. So for now, I'm using an accountant. But to be fair, the first year in France, we did use an accountant as well. It's also complicated because it depends on your situation. If it's straightforward, it's straightforward, But for us, because Alex, he has royalties, so it's copyrights. It's not the same thing as income, or it's a more complicated thing. So I'd rather be sure and not pay what I don't have to pay, or forget to pay what I have to pay because I don't know. Cool. Okay, so once you've done that, we go back to expenses, business management. I put the typical things here: website, platform, hosting, email provider, Canva. If you have more, you add them more. The calculation here will take everything that you put here anyway, so you can add several. Let's fill in the numbers. If you pay per year, we're going to divide by 12 because we want the monthly thing, right? So for me, website platform, for instance, is 120. So I'm going to write equals 120 divided the slash by 12. My email provider now, it's expensive. Fine. I'm okay with it. See, it's not that bad.
So it's equal. Okay.
The amount slash 12.
Okay. Perfect. I didn't know you can do that.
Yeah.
Amazing. God, I don't remember now.
So here's something I want to add is that I've heard a lot when I was beginning in business. I think I can hear it a lot still today. It's just that I'm not on social media, so I hear far less than I used to. But what I heard a lot was you have to invest in everything in your business. You have to have the tools that you need to grow your business. And it's true. Like we need a computer, we need an internet connection, you need a website platform if you have a website, you need Canva at some point, you need an email provider if you want to do email marketing, you need Google Meets if you want, or Zoom, whatever you're using, if you're doing things one-to-one. But I felt at the time that I was encouraged to put more money than I could in softwares or this kind of things. And because it just hit me fully in my face, I realized, no, there is a time to invest in different tools. And you don't have to, have an overhead of 300, 400 euros a month when you're not able to sustain your personal life. So that's why I only had, these are my real prices. That's why it's only 86 euros to maintain and manage my business per month before it was 300. And I had to, Teachable and Thrivecart. And I didn't take Thrivecart, but all these things that seem super cool. Calendly. Oh, it's another 20. And Calendly is free. You can have a thing that's lower paid. Like in Google Meets, you can also create a calendar that people can book. That's how you book your coachings with me. Is through Google Calendar. There are other alternatives that are cheaper, that maybe are not as fancy or as cool as they could be. But I think as long as, the money is not, I mean, we have to be realistic. And it feels so stressful to think, oh, I made 1,000 euros, but 300 is leaving just to maintain my business. Which is why I stopped having a website at some point, because that was not even part of my strategy. So why would I keep paying? And I was paying 30 euros per month just for hosting. Crazy.
And there is a lot of this. Oh, this is a cooler, tool, and it's fancy, and everyone is using this, or like, it just doesn't, unless you use it, and unless you really need something.
Yeah, exactly. Or I was running my French membership in what's it called? I forgot. This great with an M. It's a membership platform. It's not Medium. Medium is the other thing. I even forgot, but it was so fancy. And I started the first group of women entrepreneur on there too. But it's like 35 euros a month.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, oh, I have a free group. So basically I'm paying it for it myself. And and the other group, if you have 10 people, it's fine. But one person that pays basically just pays for that. What about the hours I put in? It's no, make it simple. Okay. Memberships. Here you can put the Soulful Biz Club.
Yeah, that's what I put. That's my only membership I'm paying, I think.
Coaching, if it's monthly, if it's not monthly, if you're plan to have 3 sessions of coaching a year, you can put them full amount of 3 coaching sessions divided by 12, or none at all. If you have a course that you pay by month or a program that you pay by month, put it there. And if it's just wishful thinking at this point, or it's like maybe one day, but I'm fine, then you're fine. We're not going for ideal necessarily right now. We're going for the ideal is more for like the sustainable personal salary. That's important. But for business, we can make do. And when you have, more profit, you can invest in more things. Support in business. So we skip the salary. Support in business, if you have or want, have virtual assistant or OMB. It's not OMB. I was tired last night.
VA. No, you said VA.
Operational business manager.
OBM.
OBM. Because I realize that's more what I do than virtual assistant. I'm owning it. Because when people give me admin tasks, I'm like, yeah, but you're not really using my, like, it's fine. But it's not, I could do so much more. So for you, Miha, I'm your OBM.
You're my everything.
Freelance support if you want to hire someone to make your website or to whatever, if you have these people. If it's monthly, you put it there. If not, you can skip it. Emergency funds, it's optional. So this is 2-3 months of what? What did I put? I forgot. Support in business and how much you need for this is not correct. Wait, I made a mistake. It's not what I wanted. It's not B15. It's B16. If you could go ahead in your copy of the 2-3 months emergency funds, it's B35 plus B16, not 15. It's much better. Why? Because B15 was total expenses, and that includes the salary. But we are already in the personal budget having the emergency funds that would make you sustainable even if you don't have any income, right? So we don't have to do that twice. So if you want emergency funds for your business, this is because you would be able then to, if you don't have enough cash flow, to still pay for the business management part and for the support that you have and the memberships, maybe. Oh, that's why. Oh, I'm so sorry. My formula is not good. Plus, okay. B35 plus B16 plus this part. If you're paying monthly, you want to make sure that you can keep paying monthly and you don't have to interrupt it. Okay, so equals parenthesis B35 plus B16 plus B27 close parenthesis times. I put 2.5 because it's 2-3 months, so it's just in the middle. But you can put 2 or 3. The point is just like, oh, this month is a little less cash. I can still pay for my business expenses. And you don't have to put for your own personal saving, from your own personal savings into your business. You don't need a cash injection. I mean, it's okay if at the moment you need to put cash injections into your business, but the point is not to have to do that in the future. Yeah? Good. What we're doing here is not saying, oh my God, this is how much I am not doing things right. You're doing the best you can. You're doing great right now. It's really calculating what we can create in the future for your business to become sustainable. Okay. So if you don't want emergency funds there, and that's fine, just put 0. It's not necessary. I'm not doing emergency funds for my business.
About the business one, not the
Yes. No, the home one, you must have it.
no
The
business.
business ones. If you don't have a payroll, if you don't have a VA or OBM, freelance support, you don't need the emergency funds there necessarily. You can if you feel better having them, but
I feel
no.
better having less of a minus at the profit.
Okay. So do you see the
I got a
profit?
course and I said like 30 hours, a course of 30 hours. And I said, that's going to be my emergency. So the minute I received that invoice at the end of the course, apparently, I said, that's going directly into, that's where, because,
Yeah.
if
For
anything
me,
happens,
yeah, exactly. For me, it went straight into ConvertKit that I wasn't expecting. It's like, well, there you go. But I'm happy I have it for a year, it's cool. I don't have to pay, but I can save for next year though, because unless I change. So anyways, now we have this difference equals the profit, right? So we have a minus. I have a minus too.
I have a minus.
Okay. It's pretty normal you have a minus. Otherwise you wouldn't need to be here.
I will have even bigger minus when I put all my, because I can't really quickly figure it out how much I paid for like podcast hosting or for like Google Workspace. I can't remember. So
Did you put an average?
no, because I completely can't remember.
But like it's 8 or 80.
No, it's like it's Google Workspace. I think it's £7 now, something like that.
Okay, so put 10. You're done,
Okay,
That's average.
I'll just put average.
Then you can go back after and like, oh, specifically it was this amount, and you have something more precise. But we're having a estimate. Gorja, before we go further, this is the moment where you go back to your personal business and you actually put here what you wanted.
Where I'm putting it.
So
No.
once you're finished filling the business budget, you go to personal budget.
Yeah.
And you go back to leisure, self-love, personal health, and you put the things that you wanted. Don't look at the savings capacity and just put what you wanted here. I would like to be able to afford massages, therapists, and this and that. You can erase them later if you want, but yes, you can erase them later, but at least you have seen the number once.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. I'm giving you a big hug. You can do this.
I completely no.
It's just numbers. It's just numbers. We're doing maths. You're learning to use a spreadsheet, which I found I have a passion for, but I wouldn't want to be a data analyst or something. But I was like, oh yeah.
It's a really good spreadsheet, honestly.
Thank you. I know. It's awesome, isn't it?
Mm.
I love it. I told you yesterday in co-working, I was like, I'm pretty proud of myself. Like I had done it before, but I made it better yesterday with nicer colors because on brand, but also cute. I just refined even more the formulas, which is super cool. Okay, you have that number? So now you can go back and see what is your sustainable income and minimum income, how that has changed. And we go in business budget, and that would have automatically adapted here into salary minimum, salary sustainable. That includes the savings you would want. If there's no difference in between the two, it's because you haven't put anything to save.
Well, literally, my difference in profit on minus is exactly my number of my sustainable salary. So I'm literally working just to cover the business expenses.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
And
so
paying
what we want now is to arrive at more than 0. Okay, or 0. It's fine. But to do that, so it's a formula that depends on different cells. Because of course, the more you earn, the more taxes you are going to have to pay. So it doesn't make like, oh, cool. My difference in profit is 500. I'm going to say that my sustainable income is 500 more, which let's try. It was what? 509. So let's put equal in front. We touched the one in sustainable income, nothing else, not the income.
In the business one, business
In the
budget.
business one, yes. So equal that plus 500, so whatever the difference was in the profit. Which I mean is quite crazy for me to say that, with an income of 3,290, still it's not. I have a difference, right? So I added 500 here, which was my difference in profit. And I go back down and I'm still minus. Why? Because I pay more taxes. So what we want to do is really to pay, just put a number, just be like, okay, what if I earn 4,000 monthly? I'm still minus. So play until you don't have minus.
Okay, I don't have minus in 4,000 with 4,000. I have actually in plus. I can probably make 3,000 would be fine. Okay, if I have an income of sustainable income of £3,000, I make a profit of £35.
There you go. Perfect. That's your number. That's your number. And you see mine is higher, which makes sense because I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We keep that. Don't touch anything. It is eye-opening, isn't it?
It's a lot of money. I have
It's a lot.
absolutely no. I can maybe imagine making an income of £3,000 from all my jobs, like doing a translation and the tarot, and so. But here I'm doing only because we've talked about it, that it's not really for the product business, it's
Right.
for the services. So I'm doing only Polish stories.
Right. But so this is okay. So it means you have to keep it in mind, because then it means that this number is including everything, because we went to, it's based on your personal budget and on what you need as a total salary. But if your salary is not completely Polish stories and you have income from somewhere else, you don't need all of that to come from Polish stories.
Yes.
Right? So you would be able to say, okay, I want 50% of my income monthly of my yearly income to be from Polish stories. Or I want eventually Polish stories to cover all of my expenses. So in that case, leave it like that.
Yeah, I think that would be safer because to be honest, from the tarots, a lot of income goes back into stock, so that's more complicated.
Yeah.
And translation, I essentially want to stop doing that. Mostly once I.
So the goal is for Polish story to be the one bringing you. So we keep it like that because we're really thinking in terms of goals and not what should be goals. Direction, North Star. Okay. So once you've reached this positive number, I don't want to play again with maybe I can put 100 less. Let's see. Oof. Okay. Again, it's cool to have profit. You can re-inject it in maybe emergency funds,
Or personal projects.
So here, by the way, we have the total of emergency funds, how much it would be to have 2-3 months, but I didn't put anything here because I'm not doing that, right? But if you were to put, you say, okay, I put 50 per month, for instance, or 30 or whatever, but I'm not. Okay, good. Now we're moving to prices. This is where we have fun. So this one is interesting because it is not just, it's a bit of math, but it's not just math. It is a bit of strategy as well. So we need to anchor your yearly income inside the real offers with your real capacity in a way that's grounded, human, and doable. Okay, so the first thing you can see on the top is your yearly gross income goal. Ta-da! Every time I'm like, okay, we can do this. Now, the formulas, you can mix and match, but I've been doing a more or less knowing my audience, right? So the offer one, this is perfect for a one-to-one or a group program that you are running or plan to run next year. So you can name it. Okay. For instance, strategy and soul. It's not a membership. It's a program, so it's mentorship.
So
Coaching.
these are the things that are not paid per hour.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. We have a paid per hour for offer
Oh
2.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you have offer 1 here that is with this model. I put more because maybe you have more than 1 program. So you can, if you have another one, you can go to offer 6 is also one-to-one or group program. Offer 7 is also one-to-one or group program, but it also means it requires your time. It's not like a course,
Yeah.
right? If you have a course that's self-paced, it will go here. We have offer 8 and we have also offer 5. So I just try to make a mix a bit of everything. You don't have to use all of them, right? If you have one offer, go with that. So one-to-one programs, like, okay, for instance, I have a coaching program. It's 6 months. This is what it is, right? So you just put the names for now.
So if I
Name
have one-to-one classes, that would be
that would one-to-one classes paid how?
paid per hour.
So then wait,
Okay.
it's offer 2.
Oh, it's an offer 2, so I can hourly based, so I can put
Yes,
that, yeah.
yes. Offer 2 is hourly based. So for you too, Miha, the blue chair sessions is hourly based. It's 1 hour, so it can go there. Okay, for me that's my OBM work. Goes there.
But if it's a group class, but essentially, like it requires we're meeting once a week, let's say for an hour, but it's also based per hour, but at the same time it's kind of more people paying for it, not one. So where does this go?
So explain to me, what do you mean? Like they know I buy an hour and I pay this for an hour?
No,
or
they buy because the whole course lasts, let's say, 8 weeks.
okay, it's a program. Offer 1. Yeah.
Okay. Or offer 1 or offer 6 now.
Yeah. Offer 6 or 7.
Mhm.
Yes. So your different programs, Goja, and your offers, since I know them, they would go over there.
Okay.
Okay. Offer 3 is project based. If you have something that you don't meet with people, but you do it. So that works for services like mine, like our website creation, right? You don't pay per hour, but this is the project. I do it for you. It's done. So if that's not you, don't use it. If it's you, there are different. I think I put only 1 because I knew it wasn't really the majority of you don't have project based, but I do. Okay, so just put the name so you know what you're talking about. If you have a membership or recurring payment, it goes here. So for you, Miha, for the book club you want to do, it goes here. You do like my grandmother, Madonna Santa. Okay. And then if you have courses or
If I can just say, I'm really waiting for Miha for your book club to start, because I want to join, because
Really?
yeah,
Oh my God.
I'm on a waiting list, because the suggested books are quite cool.
yes.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
Miha here, since you're just we're starting with 3 offers, but if you have ideas, you can just like, okay, potential course, and you can just say potentially of a course how much you should charge it, for instance. So I'll let you play with it. I'll come back in a minute. We're almost there, I promise you, but I really need to use the bathroom.
The same thing.
If you need to go to the bathroom, go ahead as well. I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
I think I do.
Okay. So 5 models. Just go back to make sure we clarify. We have group programs or one-to-one programs, but it's a program. So it's a package or a certain amount of weeks, certain amount of months. Hourly based work, really, I pay you per hour. Every hour I use, I pay. Project-based services, you count your own hours, you do what you want, but the project has to be delivered and you're paid for the deliverable. Membership or category 5, trainings, workshops, and courses. Don't overthink the order as you put them here. Just as I said, yes.
And digital products, like something that does not completely require the trainings, workshop, courses?
I wouldn't even put them there because it doesn't really, you can put them for you, but the pricing of a digital product is much more strategic than it is based on capacity.
Yeah, true.
That's why I said it's for service based, because if you only have a shop, it's based on what you're going to do as marketing, but it's not going to be like, oh, I can only sell 3 per year, you know.
Yeah.
It's not really, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so once the names are in, we're going to fill in the columns that help us understand what each offer really requires from you and how they can realistically contribute to your yearly income. And this is where it's a bit confusing maybe, so I'm going to walk you through each part gently, calmly. We can do it. So it's not about guessing, it's not about fantasizing, it's not about predicting the perfect year. We're going to choose what feels realistic, doable, and aligned. When you look at these offers that you have, we need to assign, you see those little percentages next to the offer 1, offer 2, because we're going to assign a percentage of the way of the offer, of how much we expect the offer to bring in cash, the percentage of what we need. So for instance, I'll give you an example, it's always better. Let's say that my number 1 offer, I'm inventing one, right, is a group coaching that lasts 6 months. Okay? Of course, if I write that, it's gonna, can I do this? No. Okay, you got it. Okay? So this is something that is 6 months. It requires me a lot of work and it's a lot of marketing. And so for instance, I would like my business to be mainly supported by this offer. That if I manage to be at capacity within this offer, at least 50% of my income is covered in the year, right? So I would put here 50%. That's an example, right? So everything doesn't have to be 50%. Some things can be 10%, like a membership can be 10%, an offer can be 30%, something else can be actually, if I was at full capacity for the website design, it should cover 100% of my needs. For instance, so it could be 100. So you're like, okay, but we have 100 and then 30. So shouldn't we divide 100 between all of our offers? No, absolutely not. You should reach 300%.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know, because I was thinking about.
We're gonna play with 300%. I mean, this 300, you're going to divide them, not fairly, not equally, but you're going to play with, like, as if I don't want to, it's not playing, it's not the casino, but imagine a bit, because it's a great idea to be like, I have 300 coins, I'm gonna divide them strategically between my offers, right? I'm gonna put 100 on this, 20 on that, 10 on that, and at the end, I'm gonna need 300. Why we need 300? Because this is just strategy and projection. It's not because I want my project-based work to bring in 100% of my income that it will, unnecessarily, right? But at least it's paving the way for it to do that one day. You can't really decide what's going to sell more. Or what's going to, be more successful. But you can think, if this was to be successful, I would like it to be to cover exactly what I need and not have to do anything else. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say this is 50%, hourly based. It depends how many hours you put that's available. But if all my hours are taken or my available hours, it should be maybe 60%. The membership, if you have a membership, it depends on what is the goal of the membership. For me, my membership, the Soulful Biz Club, is not the goal to support my business financially, but more to be an entry point. So I'll take 10%. My workshop is also an entry point, so I also put 10%, etc. So I'm going to play just with these 5. I'm not going to put anything here. I'm going to pretend I only have 5 offers. Okay, but if you have more, fill them in. And you're thinking, but where is she going with this? Don't worry. Is that brand new? Have you ever thought this way?
Mm-mm. No. Brand new.
Okay. So are you done with the percentage? Yeah? Okay. So we're going to go with offer number 1. And we're going to decide how many people can I teach at the same time, or how many people can I guide at the same time in this container. So if it's a program that is like 3 months, how many people can I guide in 3 months? If it's one person, if it's a one-to-one container, I have a one-to-one coaching, for instance, how many coachings can I set at the same time? So for instance, okay, it's a 3-month coaching program. Sorry.
Per month?
No, at the same time.
Yeah, but like if it's a monthly container, then it would be.
Then it's the same, whatever the length.
Okay, whatever the length. Okay, right.
Yes. So for me, for instance, is in a coaching program, I could sell 5 coaching programs at the same time. I can have 5 coaching clients at the same time. That's sustainable for me. It will require me 10 hours per month to do so, for instance, right? So I'm going to say 5. If it's a group of 5, if it's a group thing, like women circles, I want 8 women max, or book club, I want 10 women max, put 10. But book club is a membership, so it doesn't quite. But okay, women's circle probably. The number of cohorts per year. So if it's monthly there, Goja, you put 12. If you work 12 months.
No, I wouldn't put 12 because there's a Christmas, there is at least one summer.
Exactly.
So
right.
10.
Right. So 10. Great. So for me, it's if I go, okay, it's a 6 months, I'm going to run it once a year. Or I'm going to run it twice a year. You know? Okay. Now this is where you have to enter the formula, depending on what you have here. Follow my lead. What is your percentage, Goja, that you put on top of this offer?
The first offer, 40%.
40%. Okay. What about you, Miha? She's not sure. Do you have a percentage for that offer of how much you want that offer to?
I would go, 40 also.
40. Okay. So I put 40 like this. You can follow along, and it's exactly the same number. There you go. So the amount you want to make per year is equal total here divided by 100 times 40.
B3, so the yearly gross.
The yearly gross income divided by 40% of the yearly gross income. So divided by 100 times 40, or any other percentage that you want to put. It's always the same.
Divided by the 100 times, and times is, sorry, what is X or what?
No, it's a little star. Asterisk. Yeah.
Times 40. Oh, right. Okay. Right. No, I need to make then more people at the same time.
But do you see how it opens your eyes, though?
Yes, it does. I charged £75 for it, and it tells me I should charge 288.
Exactly.
My work. No one's going to pay for it. Yes, Sophie, thank you.
No one's going to pay 288 for weekly classes? You'd be surprised.
Well, no, it's for it's a program that for 3 weeks it's a voice chat and reading and speaking, and it could be more than 75, fair enough, but not 288. Well,
You know that my 3 weeks programs in French were like 300 or 280 because I had done this and I had people more than when I was selling it 100 euros.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm just not, I'm not like, I don't believe, not that I don't believe in the offer, but I just can't charge. This is the thing that I struggle paying myself that much. So I'm just putting how much I would pay for, not how much I would pay how much I think it's worth, but how much I can afford.
Yes, I understand. But you see here that this is limiting you because this gross income goal, you didn't put even in your sustainable income that you added, I would like to have therapy and maybe 3 books a month. It's not like you were putting, oh, I want to afford Chanel.
Yeah.
You know, this is really reasonable requests out of a job.
Yeah.
So charging it 75 is deeply unfair to you.
Right. I got now, if I have 8 people at the same time in a month, I have £180. That's more acceptable, I think.
Yes. Okay. So this is what I do usually, right? So for me, I really take this real example. It's not a group coaching thing. It's a one-to-one. Okay. It's a strategy coaching of 6 months or 6 sessions, right? Like this, I have a good example to lead you from. Capacity at the same time, probably 5. Number of cohorts per year. I could have 2 is max. Honestly, I'm tired. It's too tiring. It demands so much of me to do that. 40%, fair enough. Price I should charge per person. Okay, my price so far was 1,800. Right. So I see there's a gap, and I see that if I want this to actually support my business more, I need to do something with my price for next year. Now, maybe 2,256 is a bit triggering right now. That's why in here, there's no formula. All you can see is like, this is the minimum you should charge for it to actually serve its purpose to sustain your business, right? You're still the one in your business. You're the one in charge. So you could say, I'm not ready to charge how much I should charge, but I'm going to charge more than what I've been charging so far. So, okay, maybe in 2026, I'm going to charge 2,000 instead of 1,800. It's only 200 more, right? And then the realistic income you can make in 2026. This is when you say, okay, how much have I historically sold of this? Because I say the capacity is this, and this is the number of cohorts. That's capacity. But at the moment in my business, so that's why I say income 26 and not 2030 or 2028. In my business so far, how many have I sold? Doesn't mean it can't change, but then you can have a more realistic thing. So far, maybe I can sell 3 per year.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's just very wishful thinking that I can't see selling that much. It would mean that I need to sell 80 of those a year. I don't think I would be able to. Not at the moment, not with the audience I have, not in 2026.
Yes.
Should I change it? Okay, so if I change it, if it could make 10% of my income, because I feel for 2026, I would be far more likely to sell more in like one-to-one classes. So maybe I should be realistic and put that should be higher.
But so just don't change it here in the formula. Just change it here to be like, okay, realistically, how many do I think I can sell realistically? And then you put equal that number times the new price. Okay,
Where?
so you're like, okay, in the realistic yearly income 2026. Do you have your price 2026?
But we're talking about the prices.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have your okay. So the price 2026, you says, okay, maybe I should charge more than £75. I will charge one whatever. So you have the price you should charge per person.
Yeah.
That automatically appeared.
Yeah.
Then under that, you're deciding what you are going to charge it actually. The same that you should, more or less.
Yeah. Okay.
You decide your price, and then realistic yearly income, you're gonna make a little equal, and say, how many do I think I can realistically sell next year?
Yeah.
So you put that, and then you put times the little asterisk star, B10, so the price, the new price. And then you have the number of how much this would bring to you next year, realistically.
Right, I get that. Right. So if I put.
Does that make sense, Mia? Okay, because you have a frown that looks confused.
No, my eyes are hurting and I'm like struggling to.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah, and the little numbers on the screen, it's not.
Yeah, I dim the light, it's better.
So realistic yearly income is like how many I think I could sell a year, and for the price which I decided realistic for 2026. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You know, like, okay, I've sold 5 last year, but I did that much effort. If I put this as a priority and I put more effort into it, I might sell more, but maybe not the amount that I could ideally sell. You know, maybe it's in between a bit. So you see, this is really, there's a lot of intuition here as well. It's not just numbers. The numbers show you how much you should make to be able to sustain yourself and have the life that you know you deserve, without anything extravagant here. We agree, right? We didn't put anything extravagant in the personal budget necessarily. But then it's still your feelings, your intuition, what offer you want to put forward. And this changes, it evolves with you. Right. Next year will be different. Maybe in 6 months, you're like, I don't want to do this offer anymore. I want to do exclusively this. Or I would like to do less one-to-one. And when that happens, you just change the percentage on the offer. So I want this other offer. So it means, or maybe I have to create something else. Maybe it's another container that I can charge higher, and that would allow me to change the source of my income. Okay. So hourly based. I want to give you an example of each, if it's possible. I know we're running a little bit late on time, even when I give it 2 hours, my God. But this is really hands-on, so we have to be doing it as we go. And I know it's not that easy. So I put 60% for hourly based. Honestly, if I was completely honest, I would give it 80%, because if I'm selling all my hours, then it's okay. But at least I wanted to, if I have no more time, then I have no more capacity. So it has to bring, right? So then under that, we're going to put the working hours I can give to this per month. So if it's one-to-one classes or one-to-one coaching or service-based hours, you need to think of what it requires of me, not just like, oh, I'm working 40 hours a week or 70 hours a week, not like that, because of course you have marketing, you have other things to do. So it's really the question of how many hours per week, per month, then can I give to this without self-sacrificing my health or my energy, right? So I know, for instance, that when if I teach 5 hours, that's my max per day. If I teach 6, I start getting sick and having migraines very, very fast. Right, so 5 per day, ideally 4 times a week and not 5, because otherwise it's just I spoke too much. Even 3 times a week will be enough. But here I'm depending what offer it is. So if it's something you're teaching, you go with how many hours live can I be? If it's services, you know, for me working as a OBM, or copywriter or anything, although I don't want to be charged per hour as a copywriter anymore. I'd rather do projects. But I'll say, okay, realistically, if I work 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, just on services, I'm fine. It's a good energy thing. So that's 25 hours a week. So it's 100 hours a month. If I can teach only 3 days a week, 5 hours per day, that's 15 hours per week. That's 60 hours a month. So you put that number there, whatever this offer is about, right? Was I clear? Yes. So I'm going to go with 60. The number of months worked per year. So we go back, take off the holidays. 11 months, 10 months, what is it?
10. I put 10.
Yeah. Let's put 10. The amount you want to make per year. So this percentage, same thing. We go equal. And you can click on your yearly gross income goal again. So B3 divided by 100 times the percentage you put on top. So for me, 80. Oh my goodness, I have to raise my prices.
Yeah, I have to raise my prices as well, but it's not ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I mean, I kind of set these prices just recently, so I don't want to like in
Yeah.
January raise them. But it came up. I set it for like £30 per hour for like a Polish class. But it shows me that if I want to do it on 60%, I put 60% as well. That is £45 per hour, and I don't think it's ridiculous. I think
No, yeah, doable. Yeah,
it's doable.
absolutely. So
At least.
yeah. Yeah, for me, when I see this hourly rate, I think this is very much prices that I practiced elsewhere. It's not what I'm charging, but I've decided that in 2026 for new clients, I will charge 50. So I'm a bit below. And so it means that maybe I have to change the percentage. Or maybe it's not 60%, it's not 80% for now. Maybe it's 60% instead. So I'll change it in my formula and we're closer to it. So it makes me feel good. Realistic income, same thing. We go with equal, the price times the number of the number of months worked per year times my working hours if I was at capacity, but no, not the working hours, sorry. Times how many hours I have historically sold per month.
Yeah, that's per month.
Yes, per month.
Time tens, because 10 months I chose times. So asterisks, how many per month?
30, 45. I'm counting how much I've been doing. 30, 45. Ah, I'm not far. Okay, good. Yeah. So this is actually quite reassuring for me to see that, to be like, okay, if I change the price to 50 and I work the same amount of hours I've been working so far, I'd be making 60% of my yearly gross income just for hourly based work. That's quite cool. Like I'm 60% there. This with an offer and a membership and a project, and we're good, maybe. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You're following me, how you got the okay, all good. Okay. Project based, I'll go fast because I don't think any of you have project based work, do you? Right. But I'll go fast if someone is watching the replay and they do have project based work. So like, okay, let's say for me, I will take, for instance, working on a website. Okay. So creating a website is about 40 hours of work. That would take me 2 months to make one website if I focus only on this. So this is the question as well, is like, yeah, but can I do a website and 60 hours? No. Right. So that's why this has to be 100%. It means that it has to be either or.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have to sacrifice something else. That's why we need more than 100%, and that the 300% to distribute is a healthier way to look at that. Because okay, if I have a project, then I don't take another client there, and you have to play with it so that your capacity is not, you don't enter burnout, right? So I could do capacity per month, not one, maybe a half, maybe a third, right? So I will go with a third equals 1 divided by 3. There you go. I work 10 months. That's not true, though. I work 11 months, to be honest. But okay, let's say with 10 months, I want to make 100% of my income. From there, bam, we have a problem. This is not possible. So I cannot make 100% of my income. If I were to do 100% of my income, I should do a website per month. And then that's 100%, right? Okay, we're closer to it, I guess. And work 11 months. Okay, even so, it's not going to be 100% because I decided that my new price would be between 2,080, 2,800 and 3,000. That's what I feel comfortable at. Maybe 3,500 could be okay, but not more than that. So I'm going to go at the max I can live with without wanting to hide under my pillow for 3 months, right? This is also I'm sharing with you because it's also you need to be able to like, okay, it's a bit uncomfortable. A new price is always uncomfortable until it's normal.
Yeah, but it has to be a bit uncomfortable, not like
Exactly.
ridiculous. They will.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because otherwise you just don't want to show up, and
Mhm.
you can become, go into your dorsal mode in the nervous system and just go do the opposite.
Mm.
Do the opposite, like, oh, and where is she? Gone. Okay, so same thing for the realistic income. Then 3,000. How many websites can I realistically sell next year? I think probably around 5. So that's quite cool. Now all these realistic income, if I've done my work correctly, yes, it goes here. Is that correct? 17 plus 30 plus 6 is 53. Yes. So you can see realistically how much you could be doing gross and how far it is. Not so far. Look at that. I could do it. I can do this. We can do this. Doable. Okay. Membership. Membership is a bit more difficult because it also depends what's the goal of the membership. Some people use a membership as the main income of their business and they make it, more expensive. Others want to use it as an entry point, right? As something like you enter into my world. It's not really to make money, but the cash is welcome, of course. But then if that's the case, if you're not expecting a lot of cash from a membership, you want also your capacity hours, or the hours this require you, to be reasonable. Because if you put 20 hours a week or 20 hours a month into a membership and it only makes, 200 euros in the year for you, you have a problem. You have to make it okay. So the monthly hours this requires you. So if you're running the book club, Miha, or if Goja, you want to think of a membership, you think, okay, this is how many hours this will require me, not only to be present, but also to prepare the material, all of that. So ideally 10, 12, 8, but not crazy, right? 12 hours a month, let's say. The realistic average number of members, if you haven't launched it yet, you can put 10 as a good number to start with.
Yeah, that's what I put. And also, to be perfectly honest, considering it's a book club as well, I don't think more than 10 people actually make sense, because if it's a discussion, like, you can't really have, like, ideally, I wouldn't have more than 8, but I would need to charge twice, like with 8 people, I would need to charge 3 times as much as I'm actually planning to, but also, yeah, it comes up to like, I put it only as 10% of my income.
Yeah.
Running for 12 months, and it still shows up as £90 per month.
Yes.
Which I think is way too much. And I price it at 30. I think I could be 40, but I really genuinely don't think it can be more than pounds. I'm talking about pounds, so it's maybe slightly more than euro. But it's just it just feels like, that's why everyone was always saying that book clubs, in whatever business, actually language business, but I guess if any business, it is never any like a big money.
It's not going to be. That's the thing, and this is also very, very clarifying.
Even I did when we first started talking about it with Jessica. We were in a coaching session, and I remember exactly this was my position. Like,
Yeah,
but this is where you see that why memberships are not, well, depending what kind of membership, but something that you're a low paid membership, for me, has a function in your business that is not, when you are at our stage of businesses, is not the money making machine behind. It's not the pulsing heartbeat. Maybe it's the heartbeat because you put your heart there, but it's not the cash flow main thing in your business. But it's a strategy, right? So if I put 10%, 47, I'm not so far. My membership is 33. I don't want to raise it right now because I just raised it in September. I might raise it in 2027, depending on what I do, or maybe not. Again, you are the boss. It's not about, it tells you here it's what it is if you wanted to make 10% of your ideal income. But maybe you don't want to consider that as income. Maybe it's 5%. Maybe it's 2%, because it depends the goal of it. Is the goal to make money? Then you need to charge more. If you can't charge more for a book club, then maybe it's not a book club. Maybe it's a different thing that you want to do. If the goal is not to make money directly, it's the strategy part. It's like, no, my membership or my book club is the way for me to get new people in, and these people will then buy higher ticket offers or programs with me or one-to-one. This is my system to get people to come into my world and trust me, and I get to be nurtured by this membership as well, to enter in communication, and then they buy other offers, and it's fine. So this is your decision there. I'll stay with 33 because that's what I want. Which means that realistically this year, next year, I could make 960 euros per year from the membership. But, who knows? Maybe I'll get 20 members. Cool. Okay. I'll give you a few words on the diagnostic again. It was late last night when I finished. Diagnostic number, revenue per hour. This is just a little way to check if wait, I'm trying to find my own recipe formula. Is the monthly membership revenue divided by the number of hours that you spend delivering the membership, so you see how much you would be paid hourly in your own membership. So let's go. The realistic income divided by the number of hours it takes me.
Number of hours per month.
Yes. Is that correct? Let me check if I did it correctly. The number of the monthly. I know monthly. No, wait. Yeah, not the yearly, the monthly. So the price. No. Okay, I got it. Sorry, I'm mistaken by my own. I'm confused by my own calculation. No. So it's equal the average realistic number of members times. No, that's per month. Yeah. So times the price.
But we are doing the actual number, so we're doing the B31.
We're doing the actual price. So so B35. So okay, equal, open the bracket, B31, so the realistic average number of members.
Yeah.
Times B35, so the price for 2026 that you've decided, regardless of what they say.
Yeah.
Close the bracket, divided by the monthly hours this require you.
So B30.
Yes. And then you have a number. So that's the hour that you'll be paid. How much you paid per hour?
Well, that worked quite well. It was £48, but that only is based on the fact that I'm running it really for 12 months, because the book club I could run 12 months, and there's 8 people in it.
Yes. So here is not really like, oh, let's see, it's okay to be paid that by hour. It's really like a diagnostic number, and I'm going to give you the explanation. So if it's under 40 euros per hour, your membership is draining you. Because it means you're giving more than you're receiving. There's something that must shift. 40 to 80 euros per hour. It can work, but you need to have low delivery, or maybe lower the amount of hours it actually takes you. If you have between 80 and 120, this is healthy. This is what a sustainable membership brings you. And if it's between 120 and 220 or more, 200, let's say, it's excellent. It's supporting your business beautifully. More than 200, leverage, premium leverage. I'll share that in an email so you have
I
the
think how this works then with memberships is only if it's like really volume. So like this is not a book club, not something where you have meetings with people in person, even in a group. It's just something like, for example, like running there was a woman I know in Russia, a Russian teacher, who was running a library of videos and materials, and basically she wasn't doing any live classes. She was
exactly.
creating a lot of material. So I think she was working many, many hours, but she has like 600 people in this membership.
Exactly.
Then you can work only on that, really.
Yes. So it really depends. What is the role? What is the strategy? Why is your membership in your business? What is the role it plays in your business? If you're thinking, "Oh, I'm just running that, and this is the center," we all know the business of Elena Mutonono. I think that the online teacher library is probably the central
Yeah.
role of her business. Then it has to be 100%. But it's only possible if there's a huge amount of numbers of members, and it's only possible after that many people have entered her world. It's not something you can do at the very beginning. And quite transparently, at the very beginning that I was working with her years ago, I had this idea of Bulle de Français, which was my membership, and she had told me from her experience of having her business run on a membership, don't do it. Like, it's too early. You're not going to be sustainable doing that. It's not the right time. With her experience in mind, it makes perfect sense that she would say that. I did it anyways, and it did drain me, but I had fun.
Yeah.
But it depends on what the model is. In my business today, my membership is my entry point. Come in, get to know me. I coach you. We have this, warm community. It supports me as much as it supports you. So it's a different role. Might change in the past. So if for you the book club is an entry point to another program, then you might keep it low.
Yeah.
And then you'll see in 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Ola Kowalska was always saying, yeah, all the teachers, because teachers tend to like reading, and all the teachers like doing book clubs, like language teachers. And that is always just like a tiny, like a hobby project, like just getting to be more friendly with your students and doing fun things and reading yourself and motivating yourself to read and talk about it. That's not going to serve any other purpose. And I think that's true.
It's true, but it creates relationships, and we're talking about relationships. If you take from my own experience, I think that, I don't know, 60%, 70% of my clients are from the club. In the end, not all of them, but in the end, yes. Except if I went myself to pitch people to be their clients, for them to be my clients. But it doesn't always convert. It's not the point that everyone's gonna work with me, but you might want to work more with me because you trust me and you know what I do, and you see where, it's just a natural way of showing what it's like to be supported by me. Yeah. Okay, we did the last one here. Then after you can continue with the other ones if you have more offers. But if it's trainings, workshops, or courses, so here I'm thinking about where it's like either you teach it once, it's done, like it's like a workshop, like right now, like the one I'm hosting right now, or it's a course that you maybe you run it live, maybe you pre-record it. How much should you price it there? So we go with, what's the percentage you want to give this course? I'm going to go with 10% because, again, can we really base a whole business cash flow on one course? No. It's a course. It's just a course. So for me, I like to see these things like membership and trainings, workshops, courses like bonuses. I don't, my business should be able to run and make its financial goals without it. So expected participants, well, that's really up to you, but knowing your list as well, like how many people are potentially going to convert, or your audience. Historically, 3%. So I'm gonna go with 5 and be optimistic. Could be 10, could be 200, depending, how many people you have. Number of cohorts per year. So the number of courses, if it's one course, you launch it once per year, or you launch it twice per year. If it's live, how many times? So here I'm thinking in terms of workshops, for instance, right? I'm going to run workshops. Realistically, I can run 6 per year. And even like this, it's a bit draining, to be honest. So, okay, let's say 6. 10%, because again, for me, it's an entry point. So I'm going to go with equal the yearly increase goal divided by 100 times 10. You can also just say divided by 10. It also works. And that's the price I should charge if I want to make 10%. Oh my goodness, I don't like it. So let's be more optimistic. 10 people. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Historically, I've charged my workshops 55 euros, but I am here for 2 hours, am I not? And I do prepare it for maybe an extra 7 hours or 8 hours before. So maybe 100 or 90 is kind of more sustainable. But you see, again, like whatever comes up, the feeling part, you were here last week, you know this, you know the system, right? The feelings part, you know how, okay, there's a part of me that knows I have to do this. Another part of me that recognizes that I'm scared to do that. Another part that feels, oh my God, I cannot possibly charge that much. And you can again have this internal conversation with your different parts to see what you decide to do consciously, not from fear, but from consciousness. This is just to open your mind into, okay, this is my business sustainable, and how can I make it sustainable? What are the decisions I have to make in my business for pricing so that it actually supports my life? Yeah.
Can I just go back for a second to the hourly based offer, because I forgot.
Sure.
I put in the realistic yearly income, instead of putting the B whatever number, I put the actual numbers, and then I got confused when I changed the numbers. So that should be B18, which is the price for 2026.
Yes. Times
B18, sorry, B 15, which is number of months,
Yes.
times what? Times B14?
Times no, because B14 is actual. No, B14 is what you think you can give. I put 60 because that's what I realistically have sold. But realistically, how many of these hours or how many classes do I give
So that's
a
the
month?
number. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Fair enough. I couldn't remember what this last number was because I couldn't see it anywhere. Yeah, that's the actual. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay. So once you've done all of that, if you have more offers, you can keep doing that. You have here, okay, so this is only the realistic thing. If I'm at full capacity, based on the realistic income that I've put, not the ideal one. Ideally, oh, this is what happened here. Oh, because I said 20 members. Look at that. That's quite cool. Ah, he said I had to charge 50, and then I said no. But what if I have 20 members? Then I'm charging more. That's cool. Anyways, the realistic income is taken into consideration. So here's like, okay, ideally I could be making 23. I would like to be making 22,000 per year out of my one-to-one coaching programs, right? Mm-hmm. But realistically, in 2026, with the price I'm applying and with where my business is and the amount of clients I expect to have, I'll be making 6,000. Mm-hmm. So this goes directly here in the calculation. Same for all the offers. And so you see, this is what you can expect to make realistically in 2026, grossly.
But why does it say at full capacity? It's not if I'm saying realistically how many clients I have, I'm still not at my full capacity. If I say that I could teach, like, let's say 40 hours a month, but I realistically know that I have enough clients for 20 hours a month, it's not my full capacity.
You are completely right. Look at this. I agree. Mistake. Realistic gross revenue.
Yeah.
For 2026.
How did you call it? Realistic gross revenue. Okay, I'm just.
It's because in my previous version, I had put the full capacity thing and be like, okay, if I make, if you make the full capacity thing, then we would go with equal this, the amount we want to make actually.
Yeah.
And not the realistic amount. How much would that be?
Okay, well,
That's quite cool. Look at that. My full capacity, I'll be making 6 figures.
Yeah. How did you get to this full capacity?
So
Like, what the formula was for that?
I said equal, and then I added all the amount I wanted to make per year in every offer. So B42 plus B33 plus B24.
Oh, I just got B42 plus
B33 plus B24 plus B16 plus B8.
Yay! Well, I still wouldn't make absolutely full, but I would make 30 grand. I mean, yeah, 30 grand. That is over, a bit over. That would be, I would be super happy. It's fine. It's fine. With other stuff I'm making somewhere else, I would be absolutely fine with £30,000.
There you go. So this is good. And we all have different answers of what we want our businesses to be able to make. I think it's really nice to see the difference, to be like, okay, you know, my income goal to sustain my life and my business is this. If I sell what I want to sell realistically, I can make it actually with that price. And if I cannot make it, but that's okay. And if I at full capacity, I will making that. This is a potential. I think it's quite exciting to see, like, okay, I probably won't be at full capacity, selling everything to the max that I could. But if I did, this is a potential. And it doesn't have to happen in 2026. It could happen in 2027 or 2028. But at least you have this system to decide what I'm going to price based on, yes, what I'm okay with, a little bit outside the comfort zone, but also having a very clear idea. If you are underselling yourself, you know it. So you can, I shouldn't say that, so you can do it consciously, undersell yourself consciously. But I mean, depending on the strategy that you're using and on what you're able to do. How does it feel right now?
A bit calmer, but I can, a bit better. But I can tell that from, like, I need to really rethink the offers. I need to come up with something that I can charge realistically. Like, I a bit come back to what Ola Kowalska was promoting before she completely pivoted to doing something else. But like those language courses which are super specific, group courses which are containers for like few months, for example, and have a very specific program target to a very specific group, and they usually you can charge more premium for them. So something like that, because I can see that even if I raise the hourly rate for one-to-one classes, which I can see that it is realistic, charging £45 per hour class individual with more experience, I think it is realistic. But still, there is a limited capacity for doing that. And in general, I just feel at some other things, like, those memberships based on book clubs and stuff, they are not gonna bring much money. So it's just, it made me realize that I need to review the type of offers. Otherwise it's just not gonna.
You won't be reaching what you want, and that's an excellent realization to have. So it's about developing another offer, and it could be a group thing like you were suggesting. It could be a premium one-to-one where someone is working in VIP with you, but something that, you know, okay, if I put that into place with this, it doesn't necessarily have to be higher priced, but it can be a bit more premium and a bit more, and if it's specific, you can have a premium price, of course. More than something general. Yes. What about you, Miha?
I need to rethink everything.
Good. Let's.
We'll do that.
But it's very useful. It's very useful exercise, and it's a brilliant.
I love it. So I'm really super thankful, and I didn't do it beforehand, but now I'm like, and all, even like this 10 offer structures now, like it's a super helpful guide for me, at least. To say, okay, let's think, what can I do with this? What type is this? Because like a million ideas I have, every time. I'm not even sharing them with Jessica anymore because I'm like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, but I have another 10 ideas that I'm not going to get to because I still have to do this. All those, if I manage to like place them in the different left, right, and then let's see how we can sell
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's super. I see it as super helpful to have an.
I'm happy it is. And yes, and it's also when you're saying, oh, I need to develop other offers, you can see immediately what model
Yeah.
is available.
Exactly.
For services, at least, you can see that, okay, digital products is a great thing. Because I think that we have like this, how do you call, like, holy grail? Membership is holy grail. Courses is holy grail because it's passive income. But how much can you realistically make of them depending on your list? Potentially you can, sell unlimited amounts of digital products and memberships. But how much is your list? With me, I have a list after a year of 116 people. Yes, it is my goal next year to grow that list, but it's still around 1 to 3% of conversion. So even with a product that's €5, you're not going to sell 100 if you have a list of 100. So should we put all our time in creating products and membership at this stage, or should we create offers that we can more easily sell and it's
and even if you sell, if 100 people from your list buy your €5 product, you have €500 and they will never buy this again because they already have it.
Exactly.
So you need another 100 people to have another €500, and €500 is not that much money.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's not that it's a bad idea. It's a great idea, but it's a question of what do you prioritize? What offers do you prioritize? And what do you want your business to lay on? What is supporting it, And this is such an important topic. I'm so happy I was able to teach it to you today because I keep speaking about sustainable. And of course, our businesses have to be sustainable in terms of the hours we work in it and how we take care of ourselves and how we do things that, outreach and collaborate in ways that are feeling good to us, a bit scary, but not traumatic, just to find this good balance. But it's also in question that, am I going in a direction that maybe not right now, but will eventually really support my life? And that's the only way, is to go through this exercise. So you can do it again. I review it yearly, sometimes twice a year. If I have another offer I want to create, I go and type things in to see, okay, how much should I charge it? It's not a secret to say that every time I have a price in my head is always lower than what I should charge it. Always. You have an extra thing here that's for you. It's your business cash tracker. Starts in January. It's a good time. The goal monthly, that it's calculated automatically. That's the goal. The 30% tax is calculated automatically as well. And you can just, I'm maybe once a week, you go to your bank account or to your whatever you've been paid, once a month, however you want. But it's a way to keep track of, I've made that much, I've spent that much in my business. It's great for you to see the actual numbers. And it's also great when it's a tax return because you have it done.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is very good. Although probably at the beginning will be stressful, considering I have a goal of £3,000 and it's probably will be more like 800 going in if I'm lucky.
Look, it's for you to know where you're at. But if it's stressful, you select it and then you fill it in black and you don't see it.
Good idea.
So it doesn't, the point is like, oh my God, I'm so, it's just, okay, it's there, it's there. If you want to see it, you see it. If you don't want to see it, make it all black. All good. And I also put the season because, it's January, but really, who cares about January?
Oh, squirrel!
Yay! Okay, wonderful. This is the journaling session that just started, but I'm not there.
Oh, is it in 20? It's not in 20 minutes. It's not at.
I think I said 3:30. I'm fine to do it in 20 minutes. I'm gonna send a message to everyone and say it's in 20 minutes because honestly, right now I need a break. But thank you so much for having come. If you're feeling things up in the future, in the like next week or so, and you're thinking, oh wait, I think I messed up the formula, or what was the formula again, feel free to send me an email, and I can troubleshoot for you. And yes, don't overthink it, but it really helps.
No,
So
it's really hard. I think the best thing is just to realize what kind of offers are, to be realistic about that. What type of things can.
it's sobering. It's a sobering exercise.
To be honest, in the very first thing, when you said like go to 300%, I put like book club 50% and the film club 50%. No. There is absolutely no way. Even if I wanted to earn £10,000 a year, that's not enough.
Exactly. And you see, so it means also that how much promotional effort are you going to put into that compared to something that could actually bring 50% of your revenues? We can make decisions that are much more aligned with put your eggs where the omelette is going to come from.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same for my membership. It's 10%. Should I put all my marketing effort and all my weekly hours into this? No, I should put it into things that actually bring the most revenue. But it doesn't mean I shouldn't promote it. But find the right balance there. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Well, I'm happy that this has been finished. I'm happy that we went only 42 minutes over time. Okay, next year, 3 hours. And last year, 1 hour and a half, not enough. 2 hours, not enough. 3 hours with a break. And thank you so much for having walked the path with me, and have a wonderful rest of your day. See you in the journaling if you can make it. We'll keep it light, I promise. And
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.